Technology is now seen as a must-have in businesses. With the right technology tools, you get to stand out as a reliable organization and make everyone efficient and productive across board. We understand that most organizations are investing in technology and doing the best they can to make it work for everyone. But they are also finding it challenging to get the solution that will solve their most critical business needs. As a multiple award-winning, agile and innovative leader in the IT marketplace, Hashem Limited knows what it means to take time to identify your pain points and recommend products and services that fit your business need. We do not only pride ourselves as a one-stop shop offering a plethora of IT products and services that can drive growth and productivity in your organization. We also boast of dedicated, passionate, and experienced team members. Our comprehensive engagement model and governance framework are also designed to optimize your software portfolio across your organization. This unique approach gives you access to business analysts, solutions architects, product specialists, project managers, developers, and key resources to help inform great decision making. Above everything and anything else, we are the IT partner you can trust to make your business dreams realizable. Convinced yet? Perhaps our website can tell you a lot more than I have done in 2 minutes. Check us out on www.hashem.com. Oh, one more thing. We are as social can be, keeping you updated on the newest technology trends. You can find us on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook.
Digitization simplifies the way we collect data. Organizations collect data from multiple touchpoints to enable them to make effective, profitable, data-driven decisions. Yet, a lot of data just sits there. Why? Well, organizations operate 2 systems: operational or transaction systems and analytic systems. Operational systems are data repository, where you execute business processes. Analytic systems are where you make sense of your data and evaluate business processes. Analysts spend 80% of their time cleaning and preparing data to update routine reports, and only 20% of their time truly brainstorming on the numbers and extracting insight from that data. The result? Less time to ask the right questions about their data, and less time to pull variable insights that can improve your bottom line. At D. Brown Consulting, we have a better approach. We empower you to extract insights from your data at the speed of thought. We employ a curated methodology that simplifies the analytic build process to eliminate technical friction, making it easier for everyone in your organization to get the exact data they need securely. The best part? All of this can be done without relying on overburdened IT teams. D. Brown Consulting offers consultancy services in building, reporting, and analytics systems. As Microsoft Gold partners, we offer business process automation solutions with no-code and low-code applications, chatbots, and robotic process automation engines, and financial modeling services. We visualize our reports, dashboards, and analytics using the principles defined by the International Business Communication Standards, IBCS. The use of standardized notation eliminates ambiguity and ensures consistency in the design of your visualizations for more effective data storytelling. Are you looking to achieve more with your data? Contact us today. Visit dbrownconsulting.net.
For 7 years, Macintosh Consulting has been empowering individuals, organizations, and government parastatals in information technology, business management, leadership development, and finance. Through our end-to-end training services, we help our clients achieve notable landmarks with our long-standing valued affiliate relationships with Microsoft, EC Council, CompTIA, PECB, Cisco, and AWS. Macintosh Consulting offers training and certifications in diverse areas like Network Plus, cybersecurity, cloud computing, project management, agile scrum, soft skills, amongst many others, with guaranteed to run classes, virtual classes, on-site classes, online classes, and customized classes. McInTouch Consulting enhances career development, promotes relevance, and ensures quality delivery. McInTouch Consulting is located in Nigeria, Kenya, and United Kingdom. Visit www.macintouch.com or call 090-381-38550 or 081-409-84158. You can also visit us at 24 Bamachili Street off Allen Avenue, Ikeja, Lagos.
Welcome to the Pride of Symbols, a people driven by the passion for excellence and the courage to take on big challenges and see them through. With integrity of mind and systems, our words, structures, and processes are always dependable. We are proud of who we are, what we do, and what we stand for. Firm is our commitment to the vision to build a globally recognized distribution company and to become the key driver of trade revolution across Africa. We have been empowered to make products and services accessible, affordable, and usable across Africa by building an efficient distribution network, and to remain the market benchmark for dynamism, efficiency, and competitiveness. We are rulers. We provide order. With confidence, enthusiasm, and wit we speak. The vulnerable and voiceless we empower. This is me. This is TD Africa. We rule. We conquer. We are Simba.
Good evening and welcome to today's innovation program, which is actually meant to help us to connect mentors and mentee, and it's a place where we have the stack and this tag that we have yet untapped people from the grassroots. So you're welcome today. Just as from the advert, we'd like to say thank you to all our sponsors over the year that have supported the Grassroot program, that have supported user group and the tech user group across Nigeria and also in West Africa, that have been part of our journey in one way or the other, supporting us. We also here for us, and they are for us onboarding sponsor there. We also want to thank all those people that are special to this program and have been able to assist and guide this particular forum for the past few years. We want to say thank you to Ayodidin, one of the hosts, and he also going to be here this evening, part of our for part of us, and has been one of Nigeria to keep tab to the innovation on grassroots area. Olana has been our content provider and the technical script for this movement. I want to thank Kofi staying in UK. Yati for the mentors, as one of the mentors for the mentees on this. I want to thank also David O'Kay. He has always been guiding, also making this happen, continuing this drive to connect those people that need advice via instant understanding of what is happening. We also want to thank you, Afis. Afis has been our correspondent for the southern side, connecting the group line or your state and bringing it to Limelight, making them say thank you to all these hosts because the journey didn't start without these people. We also want to thank those people that have helped us to use their soundtrack to Olami music and also family music. We say thank you for being part of our journey, and we don't want to take you for granted for making us to use your copyright most of our music upload. Say thank you for that. Now, when we talk about the Vision program, actually, this is a program that has been curated to government and a platform connect the expert with the mentee to ensure that advisory is given to people that are trying to get into IT and to look at general view of technology, especially the cloud offering of technology. What is it all about? What are the new stake there? And we started with of Microsoft, but we know we are in a multi-cloud environment and several other things to guide somebody out and in on how it can be very useful to him and can guide him for his career path. We also want to thank, we also want to look at digital workspace. What are needs? We are talking of the boss of AI assist us in making things relevant to our businesses. How do we utilize it? So we have a corner called Innovation Corner where we bring such technology and we try to bring experts to tell us about it. We also another feature that we have added, which is trying to bring a mental, because the mental burnout over the time has increased for IT that are in field, psychological field, to come and advise us on how we can be a better person, a better part as we journey in this IT journey. What do we do? Now, the program is powered by Microsoft Technical called MCTNAIJA-TechUSERGROUP, which comprises of over 15 users, a program that are predominantly Microsoft at this time. We're also branching out to other fields in order to help people that are aspiring to be in IT field. We are primarily focused on Azure, M365, Dynamics 365, Power BI, Power Platform. Our movement, our assurance, our dream is to empower people in technology industry to be a better problem solver, to connect them with people with stories and those and how they made it in their strive. So we have gone to a point where we need to introduce ourselves. My name is Oluwaseyi. I consult for Covenant Technology. I'm also an independent consultant for several companies and several transformation journey in South Africa. My viewpoint is a way to tech environment ensuring we are using that to mentor people, guide. I also call on my co-host who also here. I think can come Deji Folari.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sheyi. My name is Ayodeji Folari, and I'm a business intelligence consultant at Jari Computer Solution, and I'm a database administrator, data warehouse consultant. I'm doing more around data engineering, data science, data analysis, and I'm passionate about training and impacting knowledge. So I'm a Microsoft Move Very Professional and Data Platform, and also a Microsoft certified trainer, and I happen to be the community lead for Niger Data Platform, formerly known as Power BI Platform. and I'm excited to be here today. We have a lot to do today. Thank you.
Thank you, Deji. Thank you. And you are trying to be part of this just as a critical point where we bring a guest in. And I guess it's somebody I've known for some time. He is one of the leading pioneers when it comes to technology in West Africa, because when we started the MCT movement, it was the one in Cameroon, and since industry has been changing and several strides has it done. And today we want to hear his story. We want people to start off as just a technical person and is now his own startup owner in the telecom industry. He will come and tell us all his story. But for now, let me introduce him. His name is Ahmed Gretstein. Wait, if I pronounce, he will correct me when he has a doctorate in business administration and is also a Microsoft certified trainer. He has several years in tech, also in digital transformation. Now, he has founded a new company in Cameroon called the Services International Corp called UTS, and to be able to especially telecoms to West Africa, and is affiliated to a US company that is powered. So he has done a lot of solution in terms of education, in terms of digital strategy. He has built a lot of things on blockchain in West Africa, internet and science. Also business in we can see it and done several things. And several things he has accomplished as the youngest CEO in Cameroon that has started from technical technology, IT specialized IT, becoming someone that built his own startup in Cameroon. He has also is the first president of government block. He has also been part of institution blockchain that are in the advisory. He chairman of international Microsoft certified trainer for Africa, and that is IACT when he was still very active. He's a founder and elected chairman of Blockchain Association in Cameroon. Is no other than Ahmad. Can you just come on out there and just say hi to the people?
Yes,
Your camera is not as Ahmad.
yeah. Is everything fine now?
You're welcome. Yes, we can see you. Yes,
Can you hear me?
We can hear you too. Yes, we can.
Okay, great.
So
All
can you
right,
say
Sheyi,
hi
it's
to
a great
the
pleasure.
viewers out there? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, hello everybody. I am Amanga Itangechi. Thank you, Sheyi, for bringing me to this platform. I will call you by my brother name to you, Sheyi. So I'm sorry if I get your name shorter, but you and I got the story. So I'll just go ahead and say Sheyi. So I'm glad to be joining today. This is what I love the most. Connecting with the crew, with the partners, with the fellow Africans passionate about technology and how technology can really help us to solve our issues in Africa. I think you said a couple of stuff about me. I think you're right. In all of them, all of these stuff you just mentioned. So I'm just proud to be here. I can't wait to jump straight to the call today and exchange my experience and share whatever I can do to mentees, so that they can inspired themselves by the humble path I had in my short life, here in Africa and beyond. And I'm really proud to be here. Thank you guys for inviting me.
Thank you, Ahmad. And we are very pleased to have you on our show today. And the way we are going to go today is that we'll be asking you some couple of questions. So, if please, you are free to send your question, and that will enable us to be able to towards it and build a proper collaboration. So if you have any question, please, whether you are new to IT world career or you need guidance as a story, as you hear his story, how a obstacle came his way before he got to where he is, please send those in your chat. Just go to YouTube chat, send those questions. We get it right here and we relay it to Ahmed to help us to solve. So Ahmed, our first
Yes.
story is ask about what inspired you. What are things that inspire you? So we are starting from your background, the place you started from. What inspired you to get to IT career? And maybe you can also share with us one moment, one things around a turning point for you.
Yeah, that's a very good one. I think this is, really, I hate speaking about myself, but the story is pretty good for other folks, especially the mentees and, the young students. So I have a very, very crazy story with technology. I remember everything started back in the 90s. Back in 1997, I was just 8 year old, and a cousin of mine just came to live in our house from the north side of Cameroon. And back in the days, there were no university in the north side, so he graduated from high school, and he had to switch to another city to attend the university. So he came to our house, and when he came, he registered to the computer science at the University of Yaoundé, the capital of Cameroon. So a aunt of us from Germany sent a computer. Remember, in 1997, a aunt sent a computer. So I saw the computer for my first time, at that period. And the first time that guy switched the computer on, I was there. And I remember that blue light, when you open, it was a laptop. Can you imagine in Africa in the 90s, a young African 8 year old, a teenage, like seeing a computer. So that blue light of Windows 9, I think it was Windows 94 or
Windows
something.
3. Windows 95.
95, Windows
Nice.
95. So that blue light, when that guy opened that laptop, I will never forget that day. And, that's pretty much where my crazy story with Microsoft started, because that Windows logo and everything after that. So I was trying just to understand more what is it, how I can, apprehend the computer and trying to. But unfortunately, my cousin prevented me to get connected to the computer all the time. So he was essentially beating me. He was shouting at me, beating me, not to touch it. Don't touch it. You can get it go broken or something like that. So I was like, no, I'm just trying to. So I was looking for the guy to sleep, and then I wake up in the night and get the computer, I push it on and trying to, back in the days, the operating system was in German, was in Dutch. So I used to, there were no Google Translate. So I try my best, to find a way to open a game. And I think the solitaire game, that chess game and so something. So I was trying to open it. So what was the turning point was, I used to fight with my cousins, and finally he said, okay, okay, no problem. I will bring you to my school sometime at the university, and you will see how computers are in a room. And I think that was the big turning point to me. The first time I went to the University of Yaoundé, I saw 10 computers in the same home. I was 8 years old. And then I remember I was telling myself internally, these devices is going to change the world. Why? Because I was so young, but I was looking the way people were, we just entered there for 1 hour, but people spent 5 hours like it was nothing, like they were happy just to spend hours with computers, no food, no drinks, nothing. And myself, I was part of it. So I didn't want to go back home. I wanted to stay in that room. And internally, I was so young, but I felt like these computers will change something in this world. And I grew up with that mindset. I was lucky enough to always, spend all my teenage until the university alongside with computers. So I started really to get close to computers very young. And by the time I entered the university, I was really, really good at computer, you know, um, architecture, computer maintenance, the motherboard, all the different components. I was really, really proficient at this stuff because I used to break computers and build them, back in the high school. And when I got to the university, I had a clear plan in my mind. Being one of the leading IT guy in my neighborhood. Then he was in Cameroon, then he was in Africa, then he was, whatever I'm doing today. So I think that's pretty much the story behind. And I think the next turning point to me was my introduction to certifications because I was not happy about the university. The university was a bad time to me, especially. So it was a bad time because I had that sensation, that feeling I was losing my time because the courses these folks used to teach me at the university was really out of date. For a young kid like me, for a young guy like me, having an experience since I was 8 year old, I was expecting more from the university, and I fell short on this big expectation from the university. It was too easy for me, it was too easy, and I was not feeling like the way they give class, the way they teach, the pedagogy was really the what I was in need to be one of the best. So I think getting in touch with certifications. Back there, I was year 3. I was supposed to graduate my bachelor. Someone introduced me to certifications by Cisco. Funnily, I started by Cisco, and then from Cisco, I came back to Microsoft, and I used to go back and forth until the almost 45 certifications I have today. So I spent the best years of my life in the IT industry side, especially the certification sides, starting from nothing, earning my first certifications all the way to being a trainer of trainers. So that's pretty much my IT story, like in very, very short summary.
It really should, but it is encapsulated with several stripe. One, the attraction to you was when you got to have a computer and really the ability to have someone to guide you. Like it at first shot connected in down there was a turning point for you, and that was what also drive to be able to uh, get in the real uh, uh, the real world in terms of what you want to become and how you want to guide yourself through it. So the other thing I want to ask is now you mentioned several challenges. One, there was this beating by your cousin. So two, you also had saw passion in people that were in the computer room and they were not even talking about taking their lunch or going home. So that also gave you that as a young person the uh, the ability to predetermine how you want to get yourself what you want. What are the challenges you face as a specialist when you are finished school and now you have started your own telecom? How did you overcome all of them? Starting
Yes.
this to when your own company What are the changes you saw and how?
Yeah, this is pretty much an excellent question because it bridges, the transition from, the studies, the professional world, and inside the professional world, started as a consultant, IT specialist, all the way to an entrepreneur. So this is a very good question. So right after my study, the first thing I need to mention is when I entered the IT world, it was back, there here in Cameroon. So I really got my first certifications here, and then I had to, move to the next level. And unfortunately, I couldn't do that in Cameroon. So my dad sponsored my studies. I had to go in India. So when I got to India, I had the first big shock in my life because as a young person, you always been in Africa, you always been, close to family, and then spend some time alone when you hit the university, and then when you go to a big place like India, a country continent, 1 billion more population and plus, and I landed at the Silicon Valley of India, Bangalore. So I landed there. I was registered to one of the leading IH school there. And then I used to spend time with huge innovators, huge genius. And I used to hang out in tech parks where Microsoft, Cisco, blah, blah. Can you imagine coming where I'm from, being in that place in Bangalore, in India, the Silicon Valley, seeing all these big corporations, all that IT world, all that IT world moving fast. So I think I had that shock. And then I definitely got, into a new person in India because back in the days I was more like technical. I was more like the tech guy. And then when I got to India, I saw how that society is moving, how this country, they came from a very poor country to a tech powerhouse. How these folk do on a daily basis. So it was a huge part of driving the IT specialist guy I was about to be. So when I came back to Africa, essentially, a couple of years after, I started as an IT specialist and consultant. First shock I had in Africa, especially in Cameroon, most of the company wanted to hire me. I was like, hey guys, you cannot hire me. We can partner. I can help you. A full-time architect. I have a lot of crazy stuff. I can help you build. But the first shock I had as an IT specialist was to work in collaboration with people and businesses. And I think it's not just myself, it's a huge issue in Africa. It was a big challenge, to work with institutions because most of the time they want you as a resource, especially an internal resource. And maybe you want to be entrepreneur, you want to be freelance or something. So there's a shock. So I hardly found my way, going the consultant in IT field way. And then I had that genius to get back to the basics. Back in the days, I was like, if people think that way, maybe it's not their fault. Maybe they're not educated enough. So let me go first to the education. That's how I came as an IT specialist in education. And then I started transforming the education sector in Cameroon. And then, by the way, from the education side, I finally came back to the business world. And I think that was the trick. That was the biggest trick of my career. The trick I use, having challenges to connect straight with the business world and then going back first to the education world and then coming back to the business world. So the education world, I started the first Microsoft Academy in Cameroon, and I pushed the university, the IT, the Microsoft IT Academy to a university of 11,000 students, and then I drove the transformation of the courses straight from the theory traditional courses all the way to a mixed theory and the certification style of courses. I was the pioneer of this in Cameroon. So I was really the first person. Today is a kind of standard. I was the first to do it in this country. So I push the academicians, the lecturers to do their professional development. I train them myself, and then I transform the whole thing. So coming back to the business world, I think the other issues apart from the human type of issues, trying to understand the limit of of duty. So the second issue was the infrastructure, being an IT specialist in cloud, because I came back as an IT specialist architect in cloud. Remember the cloud back in 2013. Can you imagine, Shay, the cloud? When you were
Yeah.
talking about that period, you were a crazy guy.
Yeah.
Who is that foolish guy? You could talk about the compute storage networking, you can back up a full company in the cloud, blah, blah, blah. It was crazy back in the days. Why? Because no infrastructure. And then I came out from that IT specialist guy to the entrepreneur. Why there is no physical infrastructure? Why there is no data centers? Why internet is so slow? Why internet is expensive? So that's how I came as an IT specialist to be an entrepreneur, to listen to the opportunity, to listen to the pains, to listen to the problems. And then I took 6 years to understand the problems. And then my final destination was to start and become an infrastructure company. What I'm doing, what is actually existent today, UBCS International Corp. UBCS is based and incorporated in the United States of America. And here in Cameroon, it's an affiliate company. So we have an affiliate company here in Cameroon, and we're about to start an affiliate company in 5 more countries: Nigeria, Kenya, Tanzania, Ivory Coast, and Rwanda. So that's pretty much where we are. So that's how I came from that IT specialist background all the way to that entrepreneur in the infrastructure, technology, and data space.
Thank you very much. It's very good to know. I think DJ has another question for you, but before DJ comes up, I saw there was a transition. The first place of call was to be able to transform from the grassroots to ensure that
Yeah.
we get the grassroots, because the problem you mentioned was that the curriculum used in most of the university are outdated to the new one, to the modern technology, the cloud world. So the first thing you did was to partner with the university, ensure that you do what we call a strategic innovation, digital transformation of those university, and then use that as a way to train people to follow the modern step. And that is a very, very, very good landmark you created there. Then from there, you moved up to now, what is the major problem? And to be candid, one major problem we see in most of our grassroots university people that are coming up is inability to have access to internet because it's
Yes.
expensive. And if it's not expensive, you can notice I went out more than 2 times. Even the one you pay for are not stable. So you now tackle that. Deji, you have question for, I think there's another question for you from Deji. That you can ask your question, or if you have a remark on what Amanda said so far. Or is Deji here? His feed is on, but we are not seeing him. Say no video feed. Maybe you have to open up your video field. Okay. So while we expect Deji, let me just take the next question. And that question say, what inspire you? Now, although you have said it, I think this question has been answered. The inspiration was that to bring a transformation. If I'm right, you can add to it. Two, you said there was a listening here to understand the problem of most young people in Africa using Cameroon as your study area. They are good, they have everything it takes, but they are not able to harness this opportunity because they don't have internet. and you are able to start up your company through that. Is that all that inspired you to get on this business area?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think internet is a big challenge. I remember when I hit Cameroon back from India. When I came back in Cameroon from India, I thought I could have the 82 megabyte per second I had in my room in India. I thought I could have it in Cameroon. So, when I came back, I called the ISP, and the maximum I could have, I think, was three. And that three I paid for 6 months. Just 2 weeks after, I got cut, and then I called them to come and fix it. They never came.
That's the major
So
problem.
it was a big shock. It was a big shock. And then I tried to go to cellular company. The cellular company gave me a SIM card. When I'm inside the building, the multiple dwelling unit type of building, no network, because mobile networks are made when you're mobile, when not when you're home.
Hmm.
Can you imagine how many millions of people are suffering from that issue?
Hmm.
I was like crazy. And then I was asking myself a lot of questions. I traveled alongside a lot of countries. You remember, I went to the 14 countries in Africa. Same issue
Yeah.
almost everywhere. I got even worse scenarios in some countries like GSC Congo, like Benin. Like, it was crazy. It was really crazy. That's a big issue. So definitely we need to find it out. So what we do today at UBHS, I built a company that will provide internet for free.
Hmm.
So we use analytic, we use data to monetize the internet, and we make it for
Hmm.
free to the end users.
Hmm.
Because
That's great.
inside the circular economy, you have big corporation with big money, who manufacture a lot of products, right? They invest a lot of money in marketing to sell these products. So they can give me a part of that money to pay the internet of users, right? So I build a system that brands pay the internet, and then people who cannot afford get the internet. That's what we do at UBHS. And we use analytics, we use big data, we use all these stuff, to make sense of the data that is generated, and then make sense to brands and make sense to whoever, startup company, whoever want to access them to build better products. So that's pretty much what we do today. So my aim is to get internet for free. People doesn't need to pay internet because money is flowing. When you look at a business like brewery company, company producing beer and alcohol, they're the third in terms of money generating machine in Cameroon, right after oil and gas, and I think electricity is something the third. So if you can drive, that the kind of value from that particular industry all the way to the connectivity, that's pretty much the kind of inspiration we are working on right now.
Hmm. And that's really a milestone because that can be a turning point from the grassroots, especially for those that are talented, but because of financial constraint, because of issue with having access to infrastructure, their talent are dying. We have several of them in university that can do great innovation and great development, but because they don't have access, and internet is just the backbone for every cloud and modern technology. So I don't know. You say you are going to replicate it to other parts of Africa. We are really waiting. But the question I will ask is that is your focus only on the educational sector, or do you want to look also to the grassroots, to other areas like that? While I hand over to Deji, I think he has a question for you.
Yeah, I think we actually, the last 3 years, I was personally guiding the team through research and development. I'm the lead architect for UBHS. At the same time, I'm the founder. So we spent 3 years in high technology with 35. strategic partners worldwide. Actually, we work with the best in the world, from the architecture of open telecom technologies. So the particularity of UBTS, and I think that's one part of my story, my story, learning from challenges on infrastructure. The first thing I noticed is infrastructure cannot share the maximum of value because they closed. Closed infrastructure cannot unleash the full potential. So when you look at MTN Nigeria, for example, or Glow or whoever telecom company, they was designed 20 years, 30 years ago. And back in the days, the dynamics of the economy was not the same as today. So in business and management science, the business model should reflect the dynamic of the society and how things are moving from a social, economic, and political standpoint. But generally speaking, businesses in Africa, especially large corporations, they stick in the same business model that is winning. As soon as they have a winning business model, they keep it. And when they keep it, other stuff are moving, and then you have disparities. So that's why I built my company UBTS first as a think tank. So UBTS first is a think tank. So what we do is we think a lot, and then we practice next. We never practice without thinking. Never. So we think about the challenges at the macro level, not just micro level. And then we architect ways to orchestrate the communities to solve the issues. So we are a community driven, distributed project. So today is not just fixed to education, it's open to all the sectors. So now, for example, the research, the entertainment, the grocery stores. Can you imagine how many wasted value do you have in grocery stores in Nigeria? People coming in and out. The grocery doesn't make sense of any data because that data can also help them or help others. So that's the kind of stuff we are working on right now with present systems using IoT alongside with Wi-Fi, to drive new kind of values. And then how to get internet free to communities in public areas. That's what we work on. You mentioned the research, young students being able to access the internet in every public place of Lagos or Enugu or I don't know, Calabar, of Port Harcourt, of Accra in Ghana, in any public places. Can you imagine if people can just pull up and have internet by Wi-Fi for free? Can you imagine the impact on the GDP of each of these countries? So that's pretty much the kind of reflection we have into. So we open, my board is full of PhDs, blah blah. So we into deep research, and we always open to work with any startup, any company, any incubator. Any incubators can be partner of us. We pretty much open. When I was in Lagos a couple of months ago, I went to CC Hub. I had a discussion with CC Hub, an introductory one, and we free to partner with whoever to achieve these goals. That's pretty much where we are today.
Yeah, thank you very much, Hamad. This is amazing. So I sincerely am blow off my seat with all what you've been saying since. But I have this interesting question for you. Every
Okay.
journey, every journey always have the ups and downs. So my question is like for the over 25 years that you've been into this industry, because you told us you started around the age of 8. So can you just tell us what challenges did you have to overcome at the beginning of this journey? What are the challenges you faced and how did you actually overcome them? Because most of the people that are watching you at the moment, they are actually newbies in this industry. So can you just guide us? What did you face? How did you tend to overcome it? So that is the first question I have for you. And as I don't know if you can quickly attend to that, but alongside with that, there is another question I quickly want you to also add as you answer that, knowing what you know now at the moment after 25 years, all this wealth of knowledge, knowing all what you know till date, is there anything you would have done differently when you started? Hamad, please guide me.
Yeah, so these are fundamental questions, and I think starting from the day one, I think the first obstacle I had really back in the days was to really be focused 100% on the IT side, maybe spending less time. I really had bad times to adapt myself to traditional education. So that's the first obstacle I had. I faced a lot of issues, to accommodate myself to traditional education. I wish I had a different path, focusing mainly on IT maybe, and then do some few classes, in general education. Like the new systems are going. When you go to Singapore, when you go to Fiji countries like Finland, Denmark, they have new education systems, for kids, especially fluent with technology. So I wish I had that back in the days in Africa, but I did not. So I think that's the kind of obstacle because I could have been doing more at the younger age, and being more creative. Also infrastructure, I was just trying with whatever I could have in mind. I wish I could have a raspberry very early. I wish, I remember if I had this Raspberry Pi back in the early 2000, can you imagine? I saw the first Raspberry of my life. I was like year three at the university, but I had the skills long time before to handle them. So I think that's the kind of obstacle, I faced. And then right after the school, I think, just before the end of the university, dealing with my parents was a big obstacle because my dad wanted me to be a doctor. And in Africa, generally, parents like kids to do things when they got connections, right? He wants you to do one thing that is risk free. Africa parents doesn't like risk. They don't like risk. They want you to do something that is risk free. And when you talk about computers, no one in the family attended a computer class. My dad was like, this is a big risk. I don't want you to do that. So I always be into a fight with my dad. Always. It was a big issue. And next after that, I finally found a way to convince him. He sponsored my studies all the way to India. In India, I think everything was relatively easy for me. But when I got back here, the infrastructure was bad. In Cameroon, the customs to import one computer, the custom fees is 100% of the price of what you buy. So if you order a laptop outside of Cameroon, you pay the custom 100% of that money. So if you bought a laptop for $1,000, you will pay the custom $1,000. So that's a big issue to innovation, sometimes. So the political, framework, legislation, blah 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 is also sometimes an obstacle in some geographies. So I think the decision makers need to review, some specific policies, especially letting the equipment, right? The Raspberry, the books, the equipments like computers, motherboards, such type of stuff need to be customs free if you want to develop the digital economy. So I think that was a big issue we had. You cannot afford to have these huge gears, with the computing powers. Today, look at Nvidia stock today. Nvidia stock is all about the graphical processing units. So as more the computer is powerful, as more it's expensive, right? So based on the actual policy, if you go to order equipment for AI, for example, you will pay more taxes for customs. That's bad. So I think it's that issue still remains till today. Same issue today, like it was the case like 10 years ago. So that's the kind of obstacles. I don't want just to talk about myself. I'm always used to talk about the right. So that's the crowd obstacles we face that prevent the innovation locally. I'm talking about the real innovation, not just taking something
Wow,
and sell it.
wow,
I'm talking about
wow,
going back,
wow,
going to
wow,
the root, touching the
wow,
technology from the roots. That kind of innovation, we have policies in place that prevent Africa to innovate. And I think I like this initiative, and all the time you guys solicit me, I will be around because we need to pull up together to talk about these challenges, to go to the real innovation, to go all the way to the dark side of of that innovation, to get all these insights to help our engineers to learn more. What is it to have to practice? Learn, practice, learn, practice, learn, practice, and then deliver the innovation. So that's pretty much the kind of challenges as an entrepreneur. Access to funding, Africa, there is no competition capital for startups in Africa. There's nothing as such. And then when you see where the money flows in terms of investment in startup in Africa, number one, fintech. I call fintech easy money. Any investors investing in fintech want to get easy money. That's not a real investment Africa need. Africa need investment in microchips, in building equipment, in understanding, the how to build a motherboard, in understanding semiconductor. That's where the real investment should be made in Africa. In blockchain, AI, in how to train models. Actually, I built UBTS to be the first model training distributed infrastructure in Africa. I'm actually about to start the first POC. So essentially, I want to build, training clusters in multiple sites in a country, and then help government and company to build AI models locally. That's something I'm working on right now. So that's where we need investment to build these capabilities from the roots locally in such a way, even if internet is not working fine, we can just switch the internet off, and then we have an infrastructure in place that can drive the services. That's where we need the investment. We don't need, I have no problem with fintech, but I call it easy money. So it's the
of
easiest way,
course.
to get the money. And then everybody is investing into fintech right now, but the state of the real innovation in tech in Africa is not jumping off. So that's pretty much the kind of I can spend a full day talking about this. So
Wow.
I would like
You
to
can,
stop here. Like,
you
Ahmad,
can see your passion. You can see your passion
Ahmad,
about.
I can actually feel it. Number one, access to fund is something else in the continent, not only in Cameroon or West Africa, Central Africa, it's all over. Number two, as you have said it, quick money. Investors want a situation whereby, come on, what are you talking about? Let me bring in my money and let me cash out like immediately. So nobody wants to really fund research, development, and so many things. In fact, there are lots and lots we can actually get to do as we move on. So, Hamad, there is need for us to impact the policy governing body of the continent. How can we bring in a device that can help us transform the country and the continent? And you are paying times two the price of such devices. It sincerely is not something that can help a country to grow. Well, we if time should permit us, and we really want us to pick that bring the government into such discussion. But there are a lot of questions that is still on the table. Ahmed, please, there's another question right before you. How would you describe the impact of AI in today's world?
yeah, AI is a big deal. AI is a big deal, and it starts all the way with the training. And AI is actually impacting the Africa society in many, many ways, and by extension, the world society, because human being live by learning. There's no human being in society, without learning. Learning is a pivotal, activity for society. And learning is all about processes and actions that are repeatable. And based on certain criteria, you can learn for the best or for the bad. And AI today is changing the rationale because of the three laws. We have the Metcalfe laws about the network effects, which is a fundamental law in the digital ecosystem, and also digital entrepreneurship studies, in the field of digital entrepreneurship studies. It's how you learn the impact of platforms like Facebook, Netflix, and so on. So the network effects essentially uh, multiply the value of a network by the number of participants inside. So AI exists for decades now, not just today. But AI has more effects today because of the network effects. And not just, you have the Moore law. The Moore law is all about the computing power. That's why NVIDIA is evaluated at, I think, more than $1 trillion today, because that computing power gives more capabilities to what AI can do in conjunction with the network effects. And then the third law is the bandwidth law. The bandwidth law, because the network is all about the bandwidth. So you can have multiple people in a network, but with a slow bandwidth, the value will be stuck, in between. So as more you have the bandwidth, as more you can orchestrate the network effects, and as more you can orchestrate, the computing power inside the network. So that's pretty much where we are today with the AI. So AI is at the intersection of multiple laws, and then today, all these laws make AI more powerful. Generative AI and applied AIs are the two main categories. So generative AI may streamline the process of generating, the intelligence, either by voice, by text, by picture, or whatever. And the impact today is the generation of, proprietary information, or either static or dynamic information will be more assisted by computers. That's the first big hit of AI today. Fundamentally, we know if you expect something from me being my teacher, right? You want me to write it on a paper or something like that. So in nowadays world with AI, I can also generate it using an AI. And then I think
Wow.
AI, brings a challenge of ownership and challenge of extensive ownership. So going into the AI, someone can say, I was the one to trigger that AI. So I have an extensive ownership on that particular content that is generated. Someone else will say, no, it's a machine who generated that stuff, not you. So I think the impact now involves a lot of legal, right? The regulation, and the regulation is one of the key activities that will be rest free. That we know will never rest. Because we need to continuously redefine the paradigm of the creation or the orchestration of the information. So the second thing is AI can also be used to impact the jobs. You have many jobs will be cut. Some of them will be cut, not all, because some people think all the job will be cut. Never. Machines can never cut all the jobs.
Replace.
Mostly jobs that are repeatable. These jobs that are repeatable, that doesn't need the most complex and mostly empathy, because AI is very advanced today. But the empathy, like I see Sheyi, I see you, you know, I can see you guys without talking, but I feel different ways seeing you guys both in front of me. The machine is not at that level yet, and it will take long, long, long before machines get there. Only human beings can have such capabilities, and I think empathy is definitely something that safeguard, the human and the human beings together, forming societies. AI also will help, being productive, good for businesses. Businesses need to create the value, right? If businesses need to create the value, they need to optimize the time. If you can deliver something in 30 minutes instead of 4 hours, that would be good for businesses. So AI is a big innovation for businesses, because businesses are tied to results, to the shareholders. And results is all about the timing and also the deliverables. I think that these are, entry level impact of AI. I don't want to jump into different sectors. AI has a
Yeah.
huge impact, in many, many different fields at the same time. But I want to stay on
Yeah.
the concept of AI and the way the concept of AI orchestrate the generation
Wow.
of the value.
Thank
Applied
you.
AI has been around for years.
Thank you
Applied
very.
AI
Thank you.
has been around for years. You're
Okay.
welcome.
Thank you very much, Deji, and thank you, Ahmed. Ahmed, there's a lot that we can chew now, and I think Deji, if you agree with me, we need to have Ahmed back next month if he's free, if he's not in
In
the
fact,
US.
I am.
We need to
I'm
really
actually trying to
understand the
see.
model deployed in Cameroon,
I
especially this free Wi-Fi for tech
Yeah.
environment. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
Ahmed, if you
definitely
are
there's
free
a lot
next
to
end
do.
of month,
I don't know if Ahmed can hear me.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
yes, I do.
Yeah, so definitely there are lots that we really need to put before you. Number one, the solution you're trying to deploy, we need a deeper understanding. And number two, if I want to mention about the custom duty, there is need for us to start thinking, how can we start producing VLSIC, producing
mhm,
ships, producing these components within Africa. In fact, please, Ahmed, add it to your to-do list. We are bringing you back and we need to talk more about this. Thank you very much. It's nice having you here. Sincerely, we feel we should just keep going on and on. But the time is like, you guys, I need to cut it short. But we are coming back, and I hope you are coming back for a better time with
better.
us. Thank you very much,
Yes.
Ahmed. We appreciate you.
Ahmed, we thank
Thank
you,
you,
and
guys.
we want to quickly go to the medical section. Ahmed, you can still be on in the studio. We have the doctor
I'm here.
already here,
I'm here.
Dr. Shadi. Yeah, so she'll be taking us on mental health, how we can actually build our understanding and help us. We are trying to build so many infrastructure, and if we are not careful, we get we collapse on the way, and we don't want that. So Dr. Shade is a graduate for University of Ile-Ife, and she's a mental health advocate in at psychiatric unit of Lagos State University. Dr. Shade, the floor is yours to continue with what you taught us last month, and we'll come back after 20 minutes to run the program. Sorry, we might not be able to shoot the mentorship video or the technology because we had a lot from Ahmed, and we can't stop because it keeps increasing. So we just go straight to the closing after Dr. Shade, and we see you more next month where we talk more on Ahmed and we take all the program together. Dr. Shade.
Okay, good evening, sir. I've been waiting because I have other engagements. Thank you very much for having me, everyone. Sorry, please, sir, How did I share my slide the last time on this platform? Because I'm not really familiar with this platform.
You
How
just
did
go
I
to the
share my?
share. There is a share icon. I'll stop mine now. There is a share icon um, after the mic, the video, and you see a share icon. Just click on it.
After the mic, the video, there's these three dots. Then there's presentations,
Yes, but I don't
setting.
think you really shared anything. You were talking. It was
Okay,
your
I was
video that,
talking.
yes, just your video was on.
Okay. Okay, and I'm not at home. Okay. Okay,
Okay,
so
you
today,
can just tell
if
us, yeah.
okay, if I leave the platform, you'll still be hearing me now. You can hear me
Uh,
now.
yes,
You
we
can
can
hear
hear
me.
you.
Can you hear me? Okay,
We
so
can.
today, I think the last time I just talked generally about general overview of mental health. Did I mention fact? I mentioned facts about mental health and myths. And I was thinking I have just that 15 minutes to do my whole presentation. So I actually rushed a lot of what I had to say that day. But I think you have my slides, sir, or I'll share my slide with you later. So but today I'll be going into I'll be speaking for 10 minutes. I'll be going into the maintenance of good mental health. And I'm not sure I'll finish all. So what I have here in my outline is the first one.
Since we're having a technical, we can't hear Dr. Shade. And
And I'm
okay,
not muted though. Can you hear me?
we can hear you now. We lost you for a few minutes.
Can you
We
still
can
hear
hear you.
me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
I don't know what happened. I was trying to say that what I'm trying to say is that I was saying that there was a time during the COVID that in as much as I needed to know what is happening, I needed to get information about what is happening, but it was affecting my mind as in as I watch all those things, even during NSAS and everything, I had to just stop watching my social media. So we need to guide our senses. Then nurseries, a lot of young people they take a lot of substance. So for us to have mental stability, we need to avoid taking all those substances, right? A lot of people they believe some of them they believe that when they take those substances they'll perform well. Fine, you will perform well, but at the end, it will still affect you adversely. So let's guide what we take.
Technical connection issue. We have lost her, and she just have 10 minutes for us. While we wait for her, let's quickly talk about our community. Our community generally,
So
as you
you can't
mentioned.
still hear me.
Okay, we can hear back now.
I think it's network. Oh, it's not my fault. Oh, sorry, oh, everybody. And
Okay,
then the skin too. The skin, young people they take in substances through their vein. Can you hear me? I'm trying to speak out.
we can hear you. Yes.
Okay, and then they take things through their mouth too. All I'm trying to say is that all those things should be avoided. That is when we guide our senses. So when we guide our sense, just like the scripture says, I'm a Christian. There's a scripture part that says that guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows issues of life. It is through these senses that we will guide our hearts. And then another thing I have here that will make an individual have good mental health is an individual being emotionally intelligent. And I believe that as part of the module that engineer Sheyi has for us, I don't
We are so sorry. I think we are still experiencing that technical connection with Dr. Shade, and I hope she can come back shortly, that she can conclude that section. But meanwhile, let's just take you through our community. Okay, I think she's back. Dr. Shade, are you back?
I am here. Oh, I've been here.
Yeah, we know, but we lost you. We are not talking. It was the network took you
Okay,
out.
eh, is it from
Yes,
my side or from your side? Can others hear me or it's only you?
we can now, but we didn't hear you earlier. That means it's from your side.
Oh, so sorry. So sorry.
Okay, you can
So
continue.
I was trying to say that I don't know if emotional intelligence is part of the model you have to teach your mentees, because I'm saying that for someone to have good mental health, that person needs to be very need to have emotional intelligence. I would like to suggest that it should be part of what you teach them. I'll just mention it here that I mean I'll just mention the components. For you to have good mental health, self-awareness, you need to know your values, your strengths, your weaknesses. Hello, can you still hear me?
You earlier, you stopped for some few minutes. You stopped at if there's no curriculum or no emphasis on the program on emotional intelligence, then we should add it as part of what we're going to
Okay, I was
um,
okay, I
this year.
was I was I was saying that self-awareness. If you remember when I described the components of mental health, the first one I told us was understanding your strengths and your weakness, your values. So you can kind of interwoven. Like the first component of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. And then the next one is motivation. Like you have come into this group now. Can you still hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Okay,
hear
so you
you.
have come into this group, engineer Sheyi and the others. They've motivated you to do a lot of things. But if you don't have self motivation, because after 7 o'clock you are going to leave here, you need to have self motivation, which is going to propel you to do certain things, right? I mean,
I guess we are still having that technical network issue with our connection. So probably what we do, if you can come back, we might have this section again next week, next month. At least you take us when we have a better connection and we can easily hear our understand uh, what our advocacy is and how we can actually dive in terms of as an IT person creating a very balanced emotional and with likes of pressure, most of we have deadlines. We need to move across our deadline, ensure this, ensure that. And we need to bring someone that can take us through that. Definitely bring someone next month. Take us through emotional intelligence. What is it, and how we can use that to help mentee and even mentors to be able to dive the waves of challenges that we have in IT world. So just shortly before she came in back, because we have a few more minutes to have on this program, talk of our user group, which is MC Nigeria Technical Nigeria Tech User Group, which comprised of several other groups like Microsoft Security Group, emphasize on security and how to look at it from Microsoft side. We have the Nigeria Data Platform User Group, which is a combination of uh, data, combination of AI, and that group is having boot camp that is coming. I think that you can have some few minutes to talk about the boot camp that is coming very shortly. And we also have more weekly event they have. This is one of the event they have some time ago talking about data engineering, how we can spark up through Microsoft Fabric. Please do join that group in order to have more insight about data. Then we have Dynamic 365 use cater for the place of financing in tech, especially from Dynamics, how to automate your process, ensure you have a good ERP, and that group also that is the chat. Just you can just take the picture of the chat and join them. They are active and they also do some weekly events, which sometimes this one of the one they did in the past where they talk of Dynamic 365 digesting it and taking it one after the other. Please join the group if you are interested in the ERP section um, of Microsoft. Then we also have the Azure user group, which is Azure itself, talking about the cloud technology, how it has affected us, what are the advantages we have in cloud technology, the build up of it. This is the chat. They have a user group on WhatsApp. You can join them and you can get more interesting information. They also have series every week, I think, where this one of the series they have where they talk about deploying cloud native apps in Azure Container Apps. Please, you can also join them. They always have this event around 3 p.m. mostly every weekend. Then we also have Nigeria 365, which is actually where we talk about the SaaS area of Microsoft Cloud environment. I think they always have their event. They have a series they are talking about a deep dive into M3. This is one of the series they have. They have one today. Please, you can copy that app environment to join them and to be able to be abreast with all the team. We also have the Power Platform, and I think the global platform just ended some months back. Please, a very good platform to join on knowing the low code, no code environment. Then we have an e-learning environment, which is pioneered by one of our MVP called Power BI Learning Community. It has spanned beyond Power BI, it's talk of Excel, but it's an e-learning platform. It's always every Sunday. They send just check them on Meetup. You can join them and you see series of activity they are having in terms of training, guiding, and keeping us relate about new things and what is going on. And all this user group, what they do, one of the one they did some time ago, which is called Power BI Office Hour, and that day they were talking about getting started with Power BI with new deployment possibility, and it was taken by an from Europe called Denis Solomovic. So please, you can join them on Meetup and get abreast about the activity. Now, if you are a lady out there and you want to join as a lady, there are places where you actually have a community. It's called Textiles. Textiles is out there for women. This is their meetup. Can take the snapshot and join them if you're a lady and you want to learn about tech. And this is what we call a cohort, where they train ladies on how to use technology across everything from AI to the cloud environment, even to the SaaS environment. Please, if you're a lady, you can join them. And this one of the one they did sometime in April, talking about inspiring themselves as a lady getting into knowledge. It was taken by Titi Bello. Is one of the pioneer of technology in action. Then let's look at the upcoming event that will be in future. One of them is MC5 and AI community that's were under the MCTNAIJA-TechUSERGROUP, which talks about using AI M365. It's going to be an hybrid event that will come up in August 27. Then we have a season of AI. This is an online event that it talk about story of artificial intelligence, and that will be taking place at Saturday, July 13, 2024. So this is our link. I'll bring Deji in to just talk about the boot camp, maybe in the next 1 minute before we close for today. Deji. Hello, Deji. So I don't know whether you also have a technical network issue, but there's going to be a boot camp that is going to come up. We get more information in July, where we tell you what's going to happen. It's going to be a time where experts will come, and it's going to be a 3 days intensive boot camp where they train you on how to use data, build data engineering capability, data analytics capability, and also the science of it. Please stay tuned next time. We're going to try to give you more information on what advert must have come out from there. So we are saying, just as we're on top of time now, there's that time that we want to close. Thank you for joining us this month. And as we bring Ahmed back next week, and also Dr. Shade must have a better connection at that time and be able to guide us on how to use our mental capability in this very, very toxic environment and high pressurized situation that we have in the tech world. Have a nice weekend, and we see you next month. Take care.
Technology is now seen as a must-have in businesses. With the right technology tools, you get to stand out as a reliable organization and make everyone efficient and productive across board. We understand that most organizations are investing in technology and doing the best they can to make it work for everyone. But they are also finding it challenging to get the solution that will solve their most critical business needs. As a multiple award-winning, agile and innovative leader in the IT marketplace, Hashem Limited knows what it means to take time to identify your pain points and recommend products and services that fit your business need. We do not only pride ourselves as a one-stop shop offering a plethora of IT products and services that can drive growth and productivity in your organization. We also boast of dedicated, passionate, and experienced team members. Our comprehensive engagement model and governance framework are also designed to optimize your software portfolio across your organization. This unique approach gives you access to business analysts, solutions architects, product specialists, project managers, developers, and key resources to help inform great decision making. Above everything and anything else, we are the IT partner you can trust to make your business dreams realizable. Convinced yet? Perhaps our website can tell you a lot more than I have done in 2 minutes. Check us out on www.hashem.com. Oh, one more thing. We are as social can be, keeping you updated on the newest technology trends. You can find us on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook.
Simplifies the way we collect data. Organizations collect data from multiple touchpoints to enable them to make effective, profitable, data-driven decisions. Yet, a lot of data just sits there. Why? Well, organizations operate 2 systems: operational or transaction systems and analytic systems. Operational systems are data repository, where you execute business processes. Analytic systems are where you make sense of your data and evaluate business processes. Analysts spend 80% of their time cleaning and preparing data to update routine reports, and only 20% of their time truly brainstorming on the numbers and extracting insight from that data. The result? Less time to ask the right questions about their data, and less time to pull variable insights that can improve your bottom line. At D. Brown Consulting, we have a better approach. We empower you to extract insights from your data at the speed of thought. We employ a curated methodology that simplifies the analytic build process to eliminate technical friction, making it easier for everyone in your organization to get the exact data they need securely. The best part? All of this can be done without relying on overburdened IT teams. D. Brown Consulting offers consultancy services in building, reporting, and analytics systems. As Microsoft Gold partners, we offer business process automation solutions with no-code and low-code applications, chatbots, and robotic process automation engines, and financial modeling services. We visualize our reports, dashboards, and analytics using the principles defined by the International Business Communication Standards, IBCS. The use of standardized notation eliminates ambiguity and ensures consistency in the design of your visualizations for more effective data storytelling. Are you looking to achieve more with your data? Contact us today. Visit dbrownconsulting.net.
7 years, McIntosh Consulting has been empowering individuals, organizations, and government parastatals in information technology, business management, leadership development, and finance. Through our end-to-end training services, we help our clients achieve notable landmarks with our long-standing valued affiliate relationships with Microsoft, EC Council, CompTIA, PECB, Cisco, and AWS. Macintosh Consulting offers training and certifications in diverse areas like Network Plus, cybersecurity, cloud computing, project management, Agile Scrum, soft skills, amongst many others, with guaranteed to run classes, virtual classes, on-site classes, online classes, and customized classes. Macintosh Consulting enhances career development, promotes relevance, and ensures quality delivery. Macintosh Consulting is located in Nigeria, Kenya, and United Kingdom. Visit www.macintosh.com or call 090-381-38550 or 081-409-84158. You can also visit us at 24 Bamachili Street off Allen Avenue, Ikeja, Lagos.
Welcome to the Pride of Symbols, a people driven by the passion for excellence and the courage to take on big challenges and see them through. With integrity of mind and systems, our words, structures, and processes are always dependable. We are proud of who we are, what we do, and what we stand for. Firm is our commitment to the vision to build a globally recognized distribution company and to become a key driver of trade revolution across Africa. We have been empowered to make products and services accessible, affordable, and usable across Africa by building an efficient distribution network, and to remain the market benchmark for dynamism, efficiency, and competitiveness. We are rulers. We provide order. With confidence, enthusiasm, and wit we speak. The vulnerable and voiceless we empower. This is me. This is TD Africa. We rule. We conquer. We are Simba.